She said, I remember her hands. They were very slim.
So she did come to visit you at your foster mother's?
Yes, she came a couple of times, yeah.
And it's funny because your oldest sister...
And she also had a blonde brother, apparently. A very blonde brother who came with her once. They were going to take me home back to Ireland.
Okay.
But my foster mother said no, she couldn't let me go because she hadn't had nobody had got in touch with her from the social services or wherever to say that I could leave.
And how long had you been with your mother at this
I was
stage?
a baby then. I was probably only about 6 months old.
Okay.
Yeah, and she came to say that she was going back to Ireland. She wanted to take me back with her. And she said, this is my brother. Apparently he had very blonde hair. And she said, we're going to take her back. And my mother said I can't let her go because I hadn't had permission.
So how soon after being born did your foster mother start to take care of you?
I don't know, to be honest. I think probably from about maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from 10 months onwards...
I stayed with her, yeah.
Okay, so you arrived over to Ireland this week. Now, what you've got to try and locate her is just a name, really.
Yes, I have a name. On my birth certificate, it's got her name. I was formerly known as Teresa Scully. That's the birth name I was given. I was baptised in church in London.
Catholic church?
Yes.
Yes.
Our Lady of Victories Church, which I went to, actually, just before I came here. And that's really all I know.
Will we know her name?
Yes, we do. Yes, I know her name.
Okay. I don't know if it's any help, but you were christened Teresa Beryl.
Yes,
Scully.
Teresa Beryl Scully, yes.
Beryl
I don't like using Beryl too much.
Yeah. Well, Beryl is a very typically English name, so might that be a hint as to who your dad might be?
Sorry?
Might that be a hint as to who your dad might be, that your father may be an Englishman, that your mother met in England?
He could be.
Especially with a name like Beryl, that could have been his mother's name.
Yes.
Could have been his sister's name.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know where Beryl's come from. Teresa, which I noticed on my baptismal certificate, was the name of my godmother. So whoever she used as my godmother, her name was Teresa. So the Teresa may have come from there. It may have come from my mother's name. I don't know, but yes, as you say, Teresa Beryl. Beryl is an English name.
So you've got the name Scully. Now there's a lot of Scullys over here.
Yes.
You started your search on Monday.
Yes.
What have you found so far? And what are you being told are the avenues that you can go down?
Well, I've been looking really at births between the ages of my foster mother, between the ages of 21 and 28, assuming that she was between that age of having me. So I've been looking up birth certificates, and I've come across a few birth certificates that could be her. And I've also tied up a couple of marriage certificates with the birth certificates. So what I've got to do is find out if she did get married, and if so, what her married name is, because that will take me to her, possibly, the married name, obviously.
If indeed she's still alive, which if she was, she'd be in her 80s.
Yes, she'd be 80s, 90s.
You're really looking to see, I suppose, now if you've any half-brothers or sisters.
Yes, if there's any family. And also really to see what I can find out about her.
Yeah, even like there is a chance that she remained in England or may have moved on to America, further into Europe.
Yes.
But she is of Irish stock, she is of Irish origin, so she may have relations.
Yeah, and I know that she went to the Catholic Society for help at the beginning when she had me, but for some reason she didn't pursue that. They said that they just had notes that she went to them, but then she took the choice of putting me with a Church of England family, which apparently is very unusual to do.
Okay, she put you with the Church of England
family? Yes, Okay. So although I was baptised Catholic, I was brought up with the Church of England religion, and I didn't know I was Catholic until I was 16.
Yeah. So you're all confused.
Yes, completely. That's it.
So are you going to get in contact with... are you going to be able to get numbers this week? I mean, I know you're here till Friday.
Well, addresses. What I'm planning to do, if it works right, I'll get addresses and then just send letters. That's what I'd like to do.
Now, I know you should never ask a lady her age, but we are going to have to ask you when
I was born.
When you were born?
Oh, I don't mind saying that. I was born in 1948.
Okay, so if anybody knows a girl called Scully,
Yes.
or is
Well,
related
we have
to a girl
her.
called
Yeah, I
Scully,
mean,
Yeah.
we're not saying her full name.
No, we're saying my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
anyways, a person called Scully who may have been in London, working in London, in around the late 40s, 1948.
Yes. That actually shared a house with a lot of other women. The house that she was living in at the time that she was a housekeeper, on the electoral roll, there's a lot of other women's names in that house, about 4 other women.
All sharing a house in Kensington.
It could have been a charitable house.
Yes.
It could have been maybe something to do with, you know, the Catholic society that helped women come over to England to have their babies.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just seems strange that there were lots of single women living in the same house.
Okay. How will you feel if nothing comes of it?
I think I've come up against this a lot, that I've started to look and nothing's come up. I think this time I've come here, I'm doing really all I feel I can do now, and if nothing comes of it, then I've just got to let it go.
But you want to find out for yourself.
I do.
But also for your children.
Yes, for my children, I think really just knowing, I keep getting these niggling questions in your head. I wonder where that's come from, or I wonder why I'm like that, or what's that all about. It's just those niggling things I'd like to put to bed.
We're looking at pictures of you again, and pictures of your family. I'm just wondering and curious to know that, having discovered in your mid-teens that you had been fostered, did that change your perspective? Did you parent differently when you have that knowledge?
I think I parented with lots of love. I think that was my important thing, that I wanted to give the children, and probably smother them too much.
But did it make you love your own mum any less, knowing that she wasn't
my foster mother?
Yeah, your foster mother.
I think it made me realise how hard it must have been for her, for her having to give up a bit. And I think not so much then, but now that I look at my grandchildren, I think, at that age, that's how old I was when she gave me up. How did she do that? I think it's something now I've noticed more with my grandchildren than with my own children.
Well, you got in
contact.
You got in contact with us from England because we had done something similar, and we spoke to another lady who's also looking for her a real mum. And it's a very difficult process here because the law is on the mother's side in Ireland.
Yes.
Because in England you can find out.
It's more laxed. Yes.
You can find out details that you can't here.
Yes.
So maybe someone watching this morning might be able to help you. We're in town till Friday, and if indeed anyone does get in contact, anyone has information, get in contact with us, and we will pass on the information. I know it's kind of scant detailed, but you never know, Martin.
But for the time that's remaining in Ireland, Jerry, you're going to be in museums and in registry offices.
That's right.
And
possibly meeting people also doing the same thing as you.
Yes, I'm sure there are lots of them.
We hope that you find success.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
To have you here. And yes, please, if you have any information that may help, then please get in touch.
Or indeed, if you have a similar story, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, and if actually have a story that you'd like to share with us on the show, we'd like to hear from you.
You can contact us by email at themorningshow@tv3.ie or text morning followed by your message to 53131.
Write to us at The Morning Show, TV3, Westgate Business Park, Ballymount, Dublin 24. Now, after the break, parenting. Why attending a parenting course does not mean you're a bad mother or father. Find out more in just a couple of minutes.